In a development that wasn't exactly a surprise, the New England Patriots traded their backup quarterback to the Dallas Cowboys. The details of the trade involved sending the player along with a seventh-round pick to the Cowboys in exchange for a compensatory fifth-round selection. This move allows the Patriots to retain a pick in every round of the upcoming draft, except for the sixth, and it also grants them 2 additional fifth-round selections. The decision, while not shocking, raises a couple of questions, especially considering the timing of the deal and the team involved. First, the trade occurred before the 2025 NFL Draft, a move that surprised some, as typically these types of trades are expected to happen after the draft, once teams have assessed their needs. Second, the Cowboys, under the guidance of Jerry Jones, are rarely known for making such early moves, particularly with backup quarterbacks. What makes this trade all the more intriguing is the Cowboys' apparent strategy. With their second quarterback signing with Baltimore earlier in free agency, it seems the Cowboys are now looking to develop a young talent that could step in as support for Dak Prescott and potentially take over the role in the future once Prescott's career begins to wind down. This is something of a long-term play, and the fact that the Cowboys are making this move rather than sticking with the status quo is a bold decision. When the news broke, my immediate reaction was one of surprise. Dallas has acquired an interesting player, one that has shown potential in the short time he's been in the league, and his performance last season might just be the key factor in why the Cowboys were so eager to bring him in. What is even more interesting is that the Patriots' decision to move this player came after the player's standout performance in the 2024 season finale against the Buffalo Bills. In that game, he completed 22 out of 29 passes, boasting a remarkable 76% completion rate. That game, alone, probably elevated his trade value significantly and caught the attention of multiple teams, including the Cowboys. The game showed that he has solid skills that could prove useful, particularly as a backup quarterback who could be developed into a future asset for a team. However, there's a twist in the tale for the player himself. Reports suggest that he expressed a desire to join a franchise where he could actually compete for a starting role, something that doesn't seem likely in Dallas, especially given that Dak Prescott is firmly entrenched as the team's starting quarterback and one of the highest-paid players in the league. But on the other hand, this trade gives the player a genuine opportunity to develop as a solid backup quarterback, something that could work out well for him, considering the recent injury history of Dak Prescott. There's always the possibility that Prescott could miss time due to injury, and if that happens, the player could get a shot at becoming the Cowboys' starting quarterback, at least temporarily. This is a clear upgrade compared to his situation in New England, where he found himself relegated to third-string duty after the team signed another quarterback to a 2-year deal. The player spent the entire season behind 2 other quarterbacks, getting only a limited opportunity to showcase his skills, though it was enough to generate interest from other teams. The trade itself is intriguing, and some might have expected New England to get a third-round pick for the player, but those expectations were likely a bit too optimistic. A fifth-round pick seems to be a more realistic return for a player like him, given his limited body of work and his position as a backup quarterback. While it might have seemed bold for New England to aim for a third-round pick, the reality is that a compensatory fifth-round pick, combined with the need to part with a seventh-round pick, makes sense. The Patriots had 3 seventh-round picks, so sending one to Dallas in exchange for this deal was a logical move. I sincerely hope that the player finds success in Dallas. He is a talented individual with immense potential, and it's clear that his arm strength is one of the strongest in the 2024 NFL Draft class. It would be great if the coaching staff in Dallas could help him develop into a strong backup quarterback who can step in when needed. Looking at the bigger picture, the trade could end up being beneficial for both teams. The Patriots get a higher draft pick, while Dallas acquires a player who can immediately contribute as a backup and, with time, potentially take over the role of starting quarterback in the future. For the player, this could be the chance he's been waiting for. While he may not immediately compete for the starting job in Dallas, he now has a real opportunity to prove himself and continue his development under the guidance of experienced coaches. This could be a career-changing moment for him, and if things go as planned, he might eventually find himself taking snaps as the Cowboys' starting quarterback down the road. Now, looking back at the deal, it's clear that the Patriots made a calculated decision. They traded a backup quarterback who showed promise but wasn't going to be a long-term solution for the team. In return, they gained a valuable fifth-round compensatory pick and freed up space on their roster. The Cowboys, on the other hand, are taking a chance on a young player with significant upside, someone who could be a valuable asset to their team in the future. Ultimately, it's a trade that makes sense for both teams, even if it was a bit unexpected. It also serves as a reminder that the NFL landscape is constantly shifting, and teams must be ready to make moves at any time. As we approach the 2025 NFL Draft, it will be interesting to see how this trade affects both teams and how the player performs in his new role with the Cowboys. The trade itself, though expected, is nonetheless an intriguing one, especially considering the Patriots' strategy and the Cowboys' approach. The reality is, for the Patriots, trading away a backup quarterback who was not expected to be the long-term answer was a logical decision. While it may have been bold for the Patriots to aim for a third-round pick, the eventual return of a fifth-round compensatory pick, coupled with the need to part with a seventh-round selection, is, in fact, a realistic outcome for a player in this situation. Having 3 seventh-round picks certainly gave the Patriots some flexibility, and this trade allowed them to maintain draft picks in all rounds except the 6th, a position that could pay off well for them in the long run. As for the Cowboys, the trade marks a significant investment in a player with potential who, though currently seen as a backup, could develop into something much more. While it's unlikely that he'll be the starter in Dallas for the foreseeable future, his acquisition suggests that the Cowboys are taking a long-term view of their quarterback situation. If Dak Prescott's injuries persist or worsen, having this player on hand could prove invaluable. Moreover, given Prescott's age and the nature of the NFL, where careers can be unexpectedly cut short due to injury, the Cowboys are being prudent in preparing for the possibility of a future without their current star quarterback. The player's journey from New England to Dallas will be an interesting one to watch. He enters a new situation with a team that has a winning culture and a strong system in place. One of the key factors that will influence his development is the coaching staff in Dallas, particularly the quarterback coach and the offensive coordinator. If they are able to hone his skills and continue his progression, this could become a success story for the Cowboys in the future. The Cowboys have a long history of successful quarterbacks, from Roger Staubach to Troy Aikman, and even Tony Romo, so the expectation is high that any player who steps into that role has big shoes to fill. However, with the right development, this player could become a competent backup and eventually compete for the starting role if the situation arises. The opportunity to learn from Dak Prescott himself, a seasoned veteran with a wealth of experience, will be invaluable. Prescott, known for his leadership both on and off the field, could serve as a mentor to this young player, helping him refine his skills and prepare for future challenges. One of the main challenges for this new acquisition will be his ability to adjust to the Cowboys system. The team runs an offense that is designed to suit Prescott's style, but it is also flexible enough to accommodate different types of quarterbacks. This flexibility could work in the player's favor, as it gives him a chance to learn a variety of approaches and become more versatile. However, adjusting to an entirely new offensive scheme will take time, and the player will need to dedicate himself to mastering the playbook and developing chemistry with his teammates. The Cowboys' offensive line, which has been one of the best in the league in recent years, will certainly help ease his transition. A solid offensive line gives quarterbacks more time to make decisions, and this will allow the player to settle in and build confidence as he gets accustomed to the system. Another aspect to consider is the overall depth of the quarterback position in Dallas. While Prescott is undoubtedly the undisputed starter, the team's other quarterbacks will also be looking to prove themselves. The competition for the backup role will likely be fierce, and every opportunity the new player gets to take snaps in practice or in preseason games will be critical. This is where his past experience, particularly his standout performance against the Buffalo Bills, will come into play. That game demonstrated his ability to stay calm under pressure, make quick decisions, and accurately deliver passes. If he can carry that confidence into his new role with the Cowboys, he may just be able to earn the backup position and show that he can handle the responsibility when called upon. For the player, this trade could provide a fresh start, and the new environment in Dallas may help him develop into the quarterback he has the potential to be. The Patriots system didn't give him much of an opportunity to showcase his skills, so moving to a new team that believes in his abilities could reignite his career. Dallas, with its solid infrastructure, experienced coaching staff, and winning culture, could offer the ideal environment for the player to thrive. The Cowboys' commitment to developing young talent means that the player will have the chance to learn, grow, and eventually become a valuable asset to the team. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's clear that this trade has the potential to reshape the future of the quarterback position for both teams involved. For the Patriots, they have gained a valuable draft pick while also clearing space for younger talent to develop. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have invested in a promising player who could one day step in and contribute to the team's success, especially in the event of injury to Prescott. It's a move that makes sense for both sides, and while it may not have been the most anticipated trade of the offseason, it could end up being one of the more impactful. Ultimately, this trade highlights the dynamic nature of the NFL, where teams are constantly evaluating their rosters and making moves that they believe will improve their long-term prospects. The decision to trade a backup quarterback might seem like a minor move on the surface, but in reality, it could have a significant impact on both teams as they head into the future. The Patriots and the Cowboys both made a calculated move, with the Patriots opting to trade a player they didn't envision as part of their future, while the Cowboys secured a potentially valuable asset for their quarterback room. Time will tell whether this trade ultimately pays off, but one thing is certain. The player involved has a new opportunity to prove himself, and he now has the chance to develop in a system that could help him realize his potential. With the NFL draft looming, and teams positioning themselves for the next chapter in their franchise's histories, this trade will likely have ripple effects across the league. As we move closer to the offseason, it will be interesting to see how this trade impacts both teams and what role the newly acquired player will play in Dallas' future plans. The next few months will certainly be crucial in determining whether this trade was the right move for the Cowboys and if the player can ultimately achieve the success that many expect from him in the years to come. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling in the NFL world, and they could alter the landscape of the 2024 season. Tyreek Hill, known for his explosive speed and dynamic playmaking ability, may be making a shocking move from the Miami Dolphins to the New England Patriots. It sounds like a plot twist straight out of a football thriller, and it's capturing the attention of fans and analysts alike. With Hill's contract status in question and his recent frustrations with the Dolphins, could a trade be on the horizon? Tyreek Hill, who has been a force to be reckoned with since entering the league in 2016, has amassed over 10,000 receiving yards, multiple Pro Bowl selections, and a Super Bowl victory with the Kansas City Chiefs. His speed is legendary, earning him the nickname Cheetah, a nod to his game-changing ability to break away from defenders. Despite his undeniable success, the 2024 season saw a shift in Hill's dynamics with the Dolphins, culminating in an unexpected and concerning exit after a frustrating loss to the New York Jets. Rumors have linked Hill to the Patriots as a potential game-changer for their offense. With New England in search of top-tier wide receiver to complement their revamped roster, Hill's talent would be a perfect fit. Imagine the impact Hill could have alongside Mac Jones, bringing a deep threat that could revolutionize the Patriots' passing game. A move like this would not only shake up the AFC East, but also make the Patriots serious contenders in the playoff race. But what's driving these rumors? Hill's recent social media activity has raised eyebrows, especially his cryptic comments following the Dolphins' season-ending loss. With the Patriots' long-standing need for a true number one wide receiver, the speculation that Hill might join Bill Belichick's squad is gaining traction. Could this be the missing piece for the Patriots to return to the top of the league? Or is Hill simply looking for a fresh start away from Miami's rebuilding efforts? As the NFL offseason progresses, all eyes will be on this potential blockbuster move. Could Tyreek Hill truly be heading to the Patriots? The idea is tantalizing, and for fans of the game, it's a situation that promises to keep them on the edge of their seats. Whether this trade comes to fruition or fades into the realm of off-season rumors, the possibility of Hill in a New England uniform is enough to make any football fan's pulse race. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.